we are continuing slope from graph today. Slope from graph. Hopefully you've drawn this beautiful graph. If you haven't, you should pause the video and draw it. Now, once again, I'm going to ask my students a few questions. Like we know m is slope in the equation y equals mx plus b, also referred to as slope, intercept form. And m is our slope, which is the change in the y values over the change in the x values. Now, we're not going to use the slope formula right now. We're not using the slope formula. We're simply looking at the change in the y over the change in the x. And you'll notice I've put little ordered pairs up here, all right? And there's a pattern. Every single time, what is happening with this graph? What do you guys see? It's going down a certain amount and over a certain amount, correct? Down a certain amount and over a certain amount. So how much does it go down and over every single time? Go ahead, you guys can answer. So it goes down 2, right? And it goes over 1. So I know we don't usually put like down 2 and over 1. Now, on the y-axis, if it's going down, what does that mean? It's going in a negative direction. On the x-axis, if it's going to the right, what does that mean? It's going in a positive direction. So what's negative 2 divided by 1? What is that going to equal? Negative 2, and that's what I'm going to type in. All right? So if it goes down, it's negative. If it goes to the right, it's positive. Well, what would happen if I said it went up? Yeah, up is what? That's a horrible arrow, so let's not criticize, all right? Don't tweet out how bad my arrows are, okay? All right? So up is what? Up is positive. If I did go to the left on the x-axis, that would be negative. So if I go down, it's negative. If I go to the right, it's positive. So that's kind of like maybe some I don't know, things you could write down in your journal to help you know like what direction is what. All right? So up is positive, down is negative. To the left is negative, to the right is positive. All right? So think of it this way. Here it's going to positive infinity, here it's going to negative infinity. Up here it's going to positive infinity, down here it's going to negative infinity. But I will stop because I could keep going on, but I'm just going to type in negative 2 and get done with it, all right? Negative 2, boom. Please do not put negative 2 over 1. Make sure it's simplified. Just keep it as a negative 2, all right? So we did a good job on that. What I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to go on to the next section. One more. Come on, give us a hard one. Give us a hard one. Oh, good. This is a hard one. This is a hard one because you have to really search for those points. Now, you guys don't have to draw this one in your journals with me unless you really, 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 really want to. But how about this? Let's scan real quick. Let's scan. Here we go. Let's take a look at this. I'm not going to put a point there. Could I put a point right there? Yeah, I'm going to put a point right there. Keep going. That's close, isn't it? But it's not quite there. Man. Ooh, what do I hear? Yeah. You guys see sometimes it's a little bit, would you guys agree this one was a heck of a lot easier to find? You could find multiple points. This one was a lot harder. Wow, I'm going to have to go down once again. And I have to go over once again. You're building what's called a right triangle. All right. We got change in y over change in x. We got to figure out we went down a certain amount and we went over a certain amount. If you go down, what does that mean? That means it's negative. Let's count how many goes down. Oh, when I count the squares. All right, so like this, right? You got 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 square, 6 square. So how many squares? Remember, distance is the gap between 2 points. So it went down how much? 7. How many squares did it go over? 4. Since it went to the right, it went over 4. So what's negative 7 divided by 4? It's just negative 7 over 4. So we have to leave it that way. So you know what, guys? I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. This is a good one to have in your journal. I've changed my mind because you actually had to do what? You actually had to go down quite a bit and over quite a bit. Now, for my students who are actually doing this, I'm going to put negative 3 ready? -3, +4. And over here, we're doing a 1 and a -3. All right, 1 and a -3. So I'll give you guys a minute to do that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and type this in now. Here we go. We're going to type in -7/4. So -7/4. So pay very close attention to how I type it in. You guys see how I'm not allowed to use a fraction like this way, right? -7/4. It won't let me type. Sometimes it usually gives me that option, but apparently I can't type it. I got to do it like this. Ready? -7, and you have to put a slash like that and put a 4. So that's how you're going to type it into the Khan Academy. All right? There we go. All right, so we're done with that. Now, this is the fun part. You guys ready? This is the fun part. Now, this, you really can't take notes on it. All right, hopefully you can watch. We're going to do 4 problems and see if you guys get the understanding. Now, it says, right now, just sit back, relax, put your pencils down, get your popcorn ready. All right, get your popcorn ready. It says, graph a line with a slope of what? -5 and contains what point? -3, -4. So the first thing I do is I find my point, -3, -4. Would you guys agree that this is at -3, -4 right there? Now I got to do a slope of what? -5. Now what does -5 mean? It means it goes down 5 and over 1. Well, guess what? Can I go down 5 and over 1? No. But what can I do? I can go up 5 and over 1 to the left. So here we go. Here's how you check it. Let's see if I did this right, okay? Here's how you check it. Once you plot it, you go, okay, did I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. What is this slope, everybody? This slope is equal to -5, which means it goes down 5 and over 1. There's my ratio. Down 5, over 1. Boom. Got it. Okay? So what's the first thing you do? You plot the what? The ordered pair. Then you apply the slope. So before you do anything, what's the first thing I'm going to do? Am I going to start working with the slope? No, I'm going to work with what? -5, -6. So what do we got to do? We got to go -5. Am I going to go up or down, everybody, from right here? Down, all the way down to a 6. Now, is this -5, -6 right there? It is. Now, what does a slope of 2/3 mean? It means I go up 2 and over 3. So watch this. Take this point. I'm going to go up 2 and over 3. So I'm going to pause it right now. We're going to take a look at it, see if I did it right. All right, let's take a look at this baby. Did I go up 2 units and over 3 units? Correctly. Up 2 over 3. That's what a slope of 2/3 means. If I have a slope that's +2 over 3, that means I go up 2 and over 3. That's how easy it is. And it's kind of fun too, because it's like you're not having to like write stuff down. You get to like use a computer, and it's kind of fun. Oh, so what's the first point I'm going to do? 3, 0. So right here. Here we go. I'm going to put 3, 0. You're going to tell me if I'm right or wrong. Ready? 3, 0. Am I right or wrong? Wrong. Very good. Okay. 3, 0. Am I right or wrong? Wrong. All right. 3, 0. Am I right or wrong? Wrong. 3 zeros right there. But what do I have to do? A slope of 4. Okay. So I know I'm kind of talking fast because I'm trying to get my students to have time to do it. But what does a slope of 4 mean? It means you go up 4 and over 1. So watch this. From this point, I have to go up 4 units and over 1. That's why the reason why I'm doing this video is I want you to be able to see, if you need to later, I want you to understand what up 4 and over 1 looks like. That's a slope of 4. Then I can feel confident that, boom, I got it right. Last one. What's the first point? 3 and a -6. Now, let's say you totally forget. You're like, I don't know how to plot points. What could you use to help you plot points? Desmos, could you type in a 3, -6 and see exactly where you should plot it? Yeah. All right. So, ready? 3, -6. So watch, I'm going to go 3, -6. But what's my slope? What does it say? Negative 1/2. What does that mean? It means I go down 1 and over 2. Down 1 and over 2. Here we go. Down 1 and over 2. Well, let's say there wasn't room. If there wasn't room, there is room for me. But if there wasn't room, I could do this. Look, I could put it on the other side. It's still what? Down 1 and over 2. Hopefully, you guys, this is making sense, because this was always fun for me when I was first learning it. I was like, wow, that's easy. All you got to do is just see. You can totally see the slope. And what was our slope, everybody? Our slope was what? Negative 1 over 2, which means I go down 1 and over 2. Didn't do a very good job there. All right. Hopefully you saw that I went down 1 and over 2. All right, guys, get to work. That's all you got to do. Get 100. All right? So what are the two things I want you to do? Slope from a graph and graphing from slope. Okay? Right there. Graphing from slope. Those are the two. All right? Can't help it. I guess I got to do one more. You guys go get started. Don't worry about me anymore. Just get to work. All right? I'm just going to do one more. Looks like we got a point right here. It looks like a point. Oh, looks like a point right there. Let's see here. I'm going to put that one right there. That one right there. That one right there. Oh, yeah. I can see that. That goes up 3 over 1 right there. Up 3 over 1. Up 3 over 1. I'm going to say that's a slope of 3. Let's see if I'm right. Boom. That's all you got to do. Have a good day.